Welcome. In front of me I have the INFINIX Hot 60i, and today I'll be going over unboxing along with a quick look at the phone and its specifications, and also just give you my general thoughts about it. So, I already have a couple problems with the presentation right here, as I genuinely hate how Infinix is trying to scam people, and I'll be talking about it in a moment. So let's get rid of this absolute garbage cheap foil. So, right here, wow, this is actually just stuck on here. Great marketing bullshit right here. Anyway, so first things first is this dog shit right here, which is the sticker for how much storage and RAM you've got. So Infinix thinks it's okay to just absolutely blatantly lie that you have 8 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigs of storage. Now it says 4 plus 4 gigabytes of RAM. Now you can't do that. That's not how that works. 4 gigs plus 4 gigs of RAM would have been fine if both of them were RAM, but only one of them is. The other one is eMMC storage. Now it doesn't say 4 gigabytes of eMMC plus 4 gigabytes of RAM, it says deliberately 4 gigs of RAM. So in this kind of sense, it's completely just a lie and blatant mislead or scam. Now I don't want to be too harsh on it. This is a budget device, but this bullshit needs to be just gone. Like, this should be absolutely illegal. I don't give a shit that there is 4 gigs. If there is, that's fine. If I can expand it to 8 by converting storage, that's fine too. But telling me that I have 8 gigabytes is an absolute blatant lie. And furthermore, I hate this because if there is 4 gigabytes of eMMC storage taken, it needs to be taken from somewhere. Which means you don't actually have 128 gigs of storage, you have 124 gigs of storage. So again, either way is just bullshit right here, straight on the box. So anyway, let's continue on. Rest of it I'm just gonna be crapping on it while I go. I should probably be a little bit nicer to it because it is a budget device. But let's see. No, we have an energy rating sticker for 32 hours. Cool. We get SIM eject tool, some license by Qualcomm. Huh? Wait, what? Huh? Visible confusion. Dimensity 6400 5G. Licensed by Qualcomm. What? Huh? Okay. Mixed messages right here. Now, Qualcomm is the one that makes Snapdragon, not Dimensity. Dimensity is made by someone else. So, having a license by Qualcomm with a phone that has a Dimensity processor is a little bit confusing. Anyway. Okay, we got earbuds here. Now those don't look anything impressive, but hey, it's included. There's a headphone jack, normal 3.5mm jack, a Type A to Type C cable for charging, and well, that's about it. So let's dump that in here. Move it to the side. Now another thing in here is the foil. It's a plastic screen protector. Could have come already pre-applied, would have been much nicer. This applying plastic screen protector to your device never goes well, so that's absolute dog shit. Well, it could have been applied out of the factory perfectly. Instead, you have to fit up yourself. Now, another nice thing here, at least, is this absolutely flimsy plastic case. Like, that is... I'm scared that I'm gonna break it. And this seems more fragile than the phone itself, and it's supposed to protect it. Okay. Anyway, there it is on the device. Why? I genuinely hate Infinix. So another bullshit that they do, it just It's like they just can't help themselves to make a phone that doesn't try to bullshit its way into your hands. So we have two little areas where it looks like we have dual camera setup. Well, guess what? This isn't a camera. This is a middle finger to you from INFINIX. It only has a single camera. It's a 15 megapixel, which is good enough in terms of megapixels. Like that's fine. But because most devices have like triple camera setup and so on, if you would have one, apparently that would have been terrible. And we can't have that, so we need to fake another camera, because that's apparently better than having just one. It's when it looks so much better when you have fake camera and one real one. That is such an improvement. Yeah. Sarcastically speaking, obviously being realistic, it's the most moronic bullshit I have seen. Anyway, let's boot this crap up and see what we're dealing here with. So, starting off with the display, which is what you're going to be staring at for the most part and massaging it for majority of the existence of this device, is a 6.75-inch display with a resolution of 720 by 1600, which is a low resolution for even such a display. It's a at least LCD IPS display with 120 Hz refresh rate. So that is props. For 90 bucks or euros, that is not bad. It also has 670 nits of brightness, 84.6% screen to body ratio, and 260 pixels per inch. Now, the only good info right here is the 120 Hz refresh rate. Rest of it is piss poor. So, not the best kind of introduction with a display, with a pretty massive chin at the bottom right here, meaning the bezels. So again, it doesn't even look that great. And this device was released August 21st of 2025, so it's not an old device for it to look this freaking outdated. But let's continue on. So internally, we have a whopping 6,000 mAh battery, so that's actually good. It's better than what Samsung offers with any of their devices. We have 4 GB of RAM. Unlike what the box says, it's actually only 4. And Dimensity 6400 processor powering it, which is a 5G chipset. And the device comes with 128 GB of storage. That is expendable using an SD card with a dual SIM card support. So that's pretty nice. And the storage here that comes in the device is an eMMC, like I mentioned before. Now, if we flip it over to the back with the cameras, we have that single garbage camera, or if we talk about the fake one. And actually, I'm not sure which one is the fake one. Actually, I don't feel like doing the setup. I'm not sure if this isn't the fake one, to be fair. I can't really tell. They both look fake, to be honest. But in any case, so one of those imitations is a 50 megapixel wide sensor, which allows you to capture video at 1080p at 30 frames. And the selfie here, and the hole punch, in a teardrop right here, is a 5 megapixel wide sensor that also does 1080p 30 frames. So in terms of cameras, you're not looking at anything like substantial right here. One more thing that I didn't mention is for that battery, the charging speed of it is only 18 watts. Not bad, but also not great. At 90 euros, I think it's fine. Would have been much nicer to have like 22. I think that would have been acceptable for phone this price. So that would have been a little bit faster than what this already offers. And I think more in line what you would expect for about like 90 euros or $100. Design-wise, you can see it's actually maybe not from this side. I'm scared that I'm going to break it. Let's just pop that off. Come on. There we go. So in terms of design, you can see we have plastic back with this almost Apple-like design with the little like weird thing here, the different tone, and pixel-like visor, which I don't mind. It looks pretty nice, and it makes it so when you place the phone, it doesn't wobble. Thank you. That's actually a decent design right here. I wish that every company would have the same kind of approach. So there we go. We also have a plastic frame and the fingerprint sensor on the power button, and volume markers right above that. Our speaker grill right here at the top, and our tray for SIM and SD cards, plus more plastic. And then at the bottom we have Type-C charging port along with the headphone jack that is right here as well. So general overview right here for 90 euros. It's nice that it has like 120 Hz refresh rate, but other than that, it doesn't really offer that much more for its value. And unfortunately, I will always propagate for picking up a bit more expensive device. Now, I have one that I always kind of recommend, as I find them to be an absolute like god tier for how much they cost to what they offer, and that is the Nothing Phone 1 and Nothing Phone the CMF Phone 1 and 2, or I think it's 2 Pro to be more precise, but both of them are from Nothing, and CMF is a budget lineup that they have, and both of these devices are almost identical. So the difference is the 2 Pro has a much better camera setup, but the one outperforms this one no matter what. Now it is basically double the price, unless you buy it secondhand, which at secondhand could be about the same as this one, to be honest. Let's see, CMF Phone 1. So, oh sorry, I can buy a new one for 680 PLN. So that's about, what is it? About 90 euros is about like 400. Let's see. 650 PLN to, so 150 euros, so about 50-60 euros more, and you get a phone that absolutely crashes this one in everything. So the reason I always recommend getting a bit more expensive device, even if this isn't like what you would like to do, hear me out for the logic here. So when you're buying ultra cheap phones like this, there's a lot of cost that will go to production and all that stuff, and your kind of value is kind of being wasted on just materials and stuff like that. Now, CMF phone is not really a fair comparison to this because it's, like I said, a god tier in terms of value for money, but because it is that, you can get phone that is easily double the performance of this one for less than double the price, and that phone, I would say, rivals mid-range to even high-end devices almost. Not quite, but it's close, offering you much better everything in terms of display, cameras, software, charging speeds, and all that stuff. Throw everything in there better for not that much more. And when you look at that grand scheme of things in terms of prices of devices, you have phones that cost anywhere from like 60 euros all the way up to like 2,000 euros. So going from 90 to 150, it's not that big of a jump. But in terms of performance of what you're buying for that money, that is a much noticeable improvement. One that this basically becomes a throwaway phone, and other one is one that I wouldn't mind trading this Samsung S25 and using the CMF phone. It really wouldn't make that much difference to me because they're close enough in terms of performance and functionality that I couldn't care less which one I'm using. Now this is a nearly $1,000 phone, well, CMF phone again, 150. So that's why I recommend maybe picking up something a little bit more expensive, and this is like as cheap as it can get while being stupidly good, and it's not that big of a jump. So that's what I would recommend instead of this. Cheap phones, like very cheap ones like these ones, are not the best value for money. Even though they're cheap, they don't offer almost anything that really makes the offering worth it. So it's kind of, I primarily myself look at these phones as one of those that you get, or your parents or grandparents get tricked to buy at any kind of store when they're trying to extend their contract with the cell provider, right? And they always get shoved some absolute dog shit phone. That's what they get shoved with. So these phones are, other than that, just kind of useless. Now, they still work, but when it comes down to value, they're they're more expensive than you would expect because you don't get a lot of the features, functionality that you get for just a little bit more. So anyway, that's about it. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.